Welcome back to the Deep Dig A Sports Pod. I'm your host, D, and today we are going to be discussing the action from week 11 of college football season. But before we dig into that, be sure to hit that like button, be sure to subscribe, drop some comments below, let me know your thoughts. Moving over to the Big 12. This is a super interesting conference. I mean, realistically, where I don't even know where to start because all of these games mattered because the Big 12 is so closely contested. Uh go ahead and start with like the last game that was actually played, the Holy War. BYU takes on Utah, and Utah gave them a scare. Utah really came out and put it on them. They were excited. They were energized. There was no way that they were going to not show up for this game specifically. And they roll out Rose, who is now the third quarterback to play for Utah this season. They decided to sit Isaac Wilson and roll with this new guy. And Rose looked good. I mean, he came out there, he was unafraid. I think a lot of the pressure comes off when you're not really playing for big stakes. You're just playing spoiler. So you got to take that into effect. But man, did he put on a show. But BYU does what BYU does. I mean, realistically, we've seen it in the past where they get in trouble, but they do what good teams do and find a way to win. And this one came down to the last drive. They end up on fourth down. They get sacked at the 1 yard line, but there was a Utah hold. A couple plays later, they have a bomb and it takes them to within 10. And they just end up in field goal range and hit the field goal to go up with 3 seconds left. And BYU takes it out. They remain undefeated in the conference. I'm concerned because I feel like for BYU, I think any of these top contenders in the Big 12 can knock them off. It's just about getting them on any given day. I think any of the top contenders can beat any of the other top contenders in the Big 12. I could see Colorado taking them out. I could see, if they have their mind right, Iowa State taking out BYU. I could see even Texas Tech. I could see Texas Tech beating BYU. But I mean, let's kind of dig into that game. Colorado takes on Texas Tech. I don't know what can if someone out there, please like, please comment, please subscribe. But comment, what was the tortilla thing? Why were Texas Tech fans throwing tortillas on the field? That was crazy. And even Shador was talking about after, like, I thought that was a penalty. Like, isn't that unsportsmanlike to like throw tortillas on the field? Anyways, Texas Tech takes on Colorado. Colorado wins it. This was a game where they were down, I believe, 13 or 14 to start off, and then Colorado just turned it on. They ended up outscoring them 41 to like 14 after that. And I mean, they put on a show. Travis Hunter just doing out there doing Travis Hunter things, looking great on both sides of the ball. Shador is playing himself into being one of the top quarterbacks in the upcoming draft. And I mean, truly playing himself into it, not like just based off of his name, not based off the buzz. He's actually looking really good again. And I think that now that he's comfortable behind this offensive line, he is able to showcase what he can do both with his legs and with his arm. And he's played himself into truly one of the top prospects at quarterback for this upcoming draft, and I'm excited to see it. And I think the difference between Colorado and Texas Tech in this game was the fact that, one, Colorado has an edge with Dion at quarterback, or with Dion at head coach and Shador at quarterback. They thrive off of being the villains. They want to shout out to Kirk O'Chains. They want to go in there. They want to walk into your trap, take over your trap. They love doing that. And when the Texas Tech crowd was giving them shit and trying to throw stuff on the field, they were eating it up. And the broadcast even said, like, I get if your team is getting excited by this, but if anything, it is doing a detriment to your team. Your team is not responding well to the crowd being into it and throwing things and getting excited. They are instead just getting the Colorado sidelines riled up, and they're shoving it down your throat. So we need to dial it back. And so Yeah, I mean, that they had a huge edge in that because of who they have at leadership. They love to play the villain. They just eat it up. They want you to be mad at them. They want you to like, "Oh, we hate you. Let's throw things." Because you know what we're gonna go out there and do? We're gonna go out there and just be better than your team. We're gonna put it on you and we're gonna run up the score because that's what we do. That is what we expect to do. And you love to see that from Colorado. Also, the talent gap, the speed gap between Colorado and Texas Tech was just fully on display. I mean, they have an extension of their run game that I it's going to be hard at any level to defend realistically. That their wide receivers are so speedy and that screen game is so nasty. It is going to be so hard to defend because you can go from either side, either Travis Hunter, Wester, all of those guys, Shepard, all of those guys have such speed that they can take any of these screens and straight house it. So kudos to them. They end up taking the win. They put themselves in the prime second spot in the Big 12 conference right now. If they continue to win out, it'll be them in the conference championship game going against BYU. And the another team in that Big 12 conversation, Iowa State. Iowa State lost to this Texas Tech team last week. They were hoping for a bounce back game against Kansas, and my co-host Drew called it. He said, "I think Kansas has played really good ball. They've lost a lot of close games. I think that they go out there and beat Iowa State." And I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, this is an Iowa State team that has looked awesome. Why would they go out there when they know they control their own destiny? If they continue to go get wins, it'll be them in the championship game." And I don't know what happened. I don't know, like, it is you gotta give credit to Kansas, but also you've gotta really sock it to Iowa State. You knew you had your legacy and your like, how this season is gonna play out in your own hands, and you just crumble. Once you face adversity, it's about how you get back up, and they just didn't. They stayed down, and I mean, they deserve to fall down a couple notches. It's sad to see because they've been really good throughout this season, but you got to pick yourself up no matter what, and they just didn't this game. And Kansas took advantage of it. Kansas goes out there, punches them in the mouth, and realistically, it was not a close game as well. I mean, they put it on them the whole time. Let me know your thoughts. Go ahead and drop some comments. Be sure to subscribe, and please hit like. All right. I'll see you next time. Later.